Hey there, we're Nigel and Sue.
And these are our adventures. When the global pandemic put a halt to our overseas travel plans, we bought this 4x4 Sprinter van and converted it into our tiny home on wheels. Since the beginning of 2021, we've been travelling Australia, and these are our adventures. Subscribe to our channel for more as we get outside into nature, hiking, mountain biking and kite surfing, getting off the beaten track and enjoying all this amazing country has to offer. In this episode, we're getting ready for the next stage of our lap of Oz. We're going to head across northern Queensland into the Northern Territory, the Red Centre and the incredible Australian Outback.
But before we go, we have to prepare a few things both inside and outside the van, and also under the bonnet, or I believe it's known as the hood in North America. And one of the most important things we had to take care of was a full service on the van. And so we took the van to Rick and Toby and the boys at Volt Centre in Smithfield. And really the only major jobs that needed doing were the tie rod ends needed replacing, and then we had to do a wheel alignment. All up, we got away with a total cost of around $1,000, so we're pretty chuffed with that.
Morning friends, today is a great day because we have picked up our drone from the post office. It's in the back there in its box. And we're in Mareeba, and it's also a good day because we're going to restock our coffee at Skyberry Coffee Plantation, which we absolutely love their coffee.
We do like our Skyberry.
The Skyberry Coffee Farm is located just 10 kilometres from Mareeba. Just go up the hill towards Dimbula, and it is only open Monday to Friday 10 till 4, so don't bother coming here on a weekend. So you can see where they grow the coffee, and they actually grow it underneath pawpaw trees. There's a lot of farming out here. They farm mangoes, limes, avocados, so we're right close to the farm that my sister used to live on. There's maybe a couple of 100 metres of dirt right at the end, a big car park, so plenty of space if you're towing a caravan or in a van. Oh my gosh, if only you guys could smell this. So they've got all this information about how the coffee is farmed and produced and ground and all that sort of stuff here. So this is the roaster behind, and Sarah is just about to grind our coffee beans.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What do you think of that, Cocky?
How's the coffee, Nige?
So good. So good. It really is.
So we're restocked with the coffee. 2 bags. I just said to Nige, that's a lot of coffee, and Nige said, we've got a lot of road to travel, which is true. The next stop today was at the grocery store, so we're stocking up with groceries for the big trip.
Yeah, it was a bit of a monumental shopping bill, that one.
We had a bit of a guess before we went of how much it was going to be. Nige, what did you guess?
220. No, it's flat 200, didn't I?
And I guessed 220, and it was actually
250. But then, no, well.
But there were a few extraneous items that pushed it over that. It probably would have been somewhere between 200 and 220. So half the shopping's on the floor. Other half's up on the bed until we manage to put it away. Next stop is Anaconda. Now, just the other day we saw these guys, we were parked up behind them in the water line at Cooktown, and they had this hose, and Nigel's had hose envy ever since. So we're getting rid of this long, cumbersome blue hose.
And going with the flat hose.
Look at how beautiful it is. No wonder you had hose envy.
I did.
Next stop is off to Overflow, otherwise known as the $2 shop, where we are hoping to get a plastic tub to put underneath the box of, or in the box of death, so that we can put all our packaged food in there and keep it safe from
cockroach free.
Well, more importantly, mice as we go into the Red Centre, because we keep hearing all these stories about mice out there.
Those damn mices.
So this is the box that we got to put all our dry food in the box of death. So we've got things like rice, spaghetti, lentils, crackers, starchy foods that could be attractive to vermin are in there. With the lid closed, we've also obviously got heaps of other canned food, all sorts of things in here. Oh look, there's some beer down there and wine as well, of course. Yeah, so this is where we keep all of our extra food. So we had a great day today. We picked up a few things we needed, got a few jobs done, and we got our new drone, our replacement.
Ceremonial packaging.
Look at all that naughty plastic.
Very naughty. There's a battery. There's our new drone. Compatible remote control, which looks exactly the same.
So here we go with the new drone. Nigel's going to do a quick test flight. Cross fingers, everybody. It's in the air. Welcome home. This is true commitment to being a redhead. Bit of van life reality here. I'm about to dye my hair using the tiny mirror in the van, and then I have to go to a public shower that doesn't even have a door on the cubicle to wash it off.
Yeah, it's fair to say there's been a bit of anxiety happening this morning. See, she's going all out. Commitment.
One of the things that we really want to make sure of is that we can easily access our spare wheel. We've been very fortunate, we've got great tyres on the van and haven't had a problem, but we don't want to get out into the middle of the outback and not be able to get the spare out.
Yes, and there's a little bit of a trick to how to get the spare wheel out. There's a couple of pop-out tabs here, and then that exposes the bolts that let the ratchet down. That one's actually quite seized, so I've just smashed it with some Inex WD-40. We'll let that one soak for a little bit, but that one works fine. It's loosened up one side of the support for the spare wheel, and so I'm confident that will come down as well. So one of the other jobs we're wanting to do on the van for an emergency point of view is to tee in a tap here at the exit of the main water tank, and this will be an event that we lose our water pump. We'll still have access to water. So there you have it, pretty much a 10-minute job, teeing in this tap, and now we will have emergency water.
You might remember in a couple of videos I've talked about how much Nigel hates the rattle. So he's currently pulled the pull-out pantry apart, and he's working on making that not rattle so much. So I'll turn you over to Nige.
Yeah, I'm a bit anal with that, but I guess it all started with the trip to the Cape last year with those awful corrugations. The catch it's only plastic, has started to wear off, so it's not latching properly. Plus we've got so much weight, as you can see, held by this door, so I'm going to put an extra one, maybe two magnetised catches towards the bottom of the jaw, and hopefully stop it from clunk, 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 clunk. Ah! Yeah, so it's hard to do it now because there's no weight, but it's moving in and out. Plus with the clunking and the
all that stuff
of the glass and whatnot.
So we want to share with you this ingenious little idea that we came up with. So basically, Nigel, explain why you're using the lipstick.
So I'm trying to locate a magnet latch. Yeah. So the hard part is locating the holes to drill for the opposite end of the latch. So what you do is use a bit of lippy on the underside of the latch, and then push like so, and then bingo, we've got some holes to work with. Pretty smart, eh?
So the next stage in de-rattling the pantry, Nigel we got a bit of a, what is it? It's a floor mat or something?
Yeah, it's actually a floor mat, yeah. Kind of spongy floor mat.
It's like a really skinny yoga mat.
Yeah.
But not as big as a yoga mat, just like a bath mat kind of size. And he's cut some of that out and he's putting it in the base of the pantry.
There you go. And it'll stop the glass from going.
And from moving around in there too.
Yeah, it'll keep it from skidding. Alright, so the last step of the de-rattling of the pantry, we got some of these cheap stubby holders from the $2 shop, and then I've also made some stubby holders, made them out of the same material that we've used on the base, and that's going to work a treat.
Good morning everybody, this is a really exciting day. This is the day, well it's exciting and sad. It's sad that we're leaving the Cairns area, tropical North Queensland. We've spent the best part of 3 months up here in and around. We absolutely love this area, but now we are finally heading west. So we're going to start out today, we're going to head to Mariba, go to the fresh fruit and veggie markets and hopefully get some dragon fruit there. And we'll stay up on the tablelands for the next couple of days. We're going to do some mountain biking at Atherton, and then we start our journey west into the Outback.
Yeah, it's time to spread our wings and hit some new roads and new sites, so yeah, looking forward to that.
Late on Saturday afternoon, I remembered that there's a drive-in movie field just outside of Mariba. And once you pay to see the movie, you can camp the night. Sitting up in the back of the van. We've just watched Top Gun. Now we're sitting down to watch another movie called The Lost City. Sandra Bullock. Should be good. Good morning, friends. We have just woken up here at the drive-in. We stayed here overnight, which is pretty cool. And as you can no doubt tell, it's cold. We're just making tea and coffee, but there's quite a lot of people that are still here. Not just us. It looks like fully about half the people stayed here overnight. How cool is that? We're all packed up and ready to go, but the big question is the van going to start? So we watched 2 movies last night and the sound was coming through the car radio, and which obviously that runs off the starter battery. So, although our battery's fairly new.
I'm just curious to know how much it drew last night, so I've got a bit of a spreadsheet here and here to do that. Okay, so going through the cluster and bringing up the battery voltage, it's showing that it's drawn only 0.1 of an amp. Well, the battery would have been 13 probably, or close to, so it's at the most it's drawn 1 volt. So let's go ahead and start. A few cranks, but anyway, enough.
It's cold.
Yeah.
So it's quite early, we're hitting the road. We've only got about half an hour to drive this morning. We're going to go mountain biking today at Atherton, some of our favourite trails. So we've come today to the Atherton mountain bike trails, and it's rather anxiety inducing as we're right next to the rifle club and they're having some sort of competition or something. Well, there's a lot of guys shooting, and coming up here we had to drive like right along the rifle range. I was like crouched down in the van. It's scary because they're kind of shooting this way. I don't like it.
I don't like it. It's kind of going to say, the serenity.
No. So we're just waiting for our friends Matt and Janine to arrive. We're going to have second breakfast and then we'll get the bikes out and get them set up. It's cold again. Before we go out on the bikes this morning, we're going to have some coffee and second breakfast. So I'm making a toasty pie, as Nigel calls them, for myself. One of our subscribers, Campervan Habitude, suggested rather than putting butter on the outside, which I don't eat dairy, to put mayo. So I've actually got vegan aioli. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I've made my little sandwich here with onion and vegan aioli, and I'm about to put that in the fry pan. Maybe slightly overcooked. This side looks better. Much better presentation. Let's try it and see. I'm giving this 2 thumbs up. Seriously, so good. I thought I would never be able to eat a toasty pie again because I don't eat cheese or butter. But this is amazing. It was really great to hit the trails, even though this was one of the longest and toughest rides we've done for a long time. We really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please hit that subscribe button and join us next time as we travel right across the pointy bit of Australia, from the green hills of Atherton to the vast outback plains of the Gulf country, where we marvel at the outback and meet a few interesting locals. Thanks for watching.